Not only are Chelsea champions of Europe, but champions of the world, but it looks like Mason Mount is in big trouble. Donny left it on crutches, and we need the fallout from this. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Kavkas View, and today's a good day. That's why I dressed up for you. No, I'm joking. I'm going to a wedding. It is a good day, but not for Chelsea. That's not why I dressed up. All jokes aside, we have got 4 major stories for you guys today. Number 1, Mason Mount leaves on crutches. This is bad news. We're going to talk about the sources, we're going to talk about time frames, we're going to talk about everything. Then we're going to talk about Kepa Arrizabalaga being in high demand. Clubs want him and we are going to be able to flip him and Chelsea won't stand in his way. Great news. We're going to talk about that, the impact of that. Finally, we're going to talk about Kai Havertz becoming the new Didier Drogba when it comes to finals. 3 finals that he has turned up in, won us 3 games, and plays major factors in those finals, even if the performances aren't perfect. And finally, what are we going to do with this front 3? Because Ziyech got dropped yesterday. I don't understand why. Pulisic came on, had a mediocre but a positive impact. Mount is out for a while, and boy oh boy is Werner and Lukaku not the solution. Let's get into this. Peeps, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, let me know your thoughts on this video today. And more importantly, tell me what number you are for the like that you hit. You lot love to do it. I love to see when you guys do it. It puts a smile on my face, keeps me motivated, keeps me happy. Let's get into it. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's go. So amongst the celebrations and all the happiness and joy of becoming champions of the world, you're going to get sick and tired of hearing me say champions of the world, make a drinking game out of it. We have absolutely missed the biggest takeaway from this. Mason Mount limped off in the first half. A lot of people were worried, but a lot of people said he got hooked. I said straight away, it's not hooked. He is injured. And you could see there are videos, there's evidence, there's footage. Mount was limping a lot, to the point that he left on crutches. When the celebrations happened, when the penalty for Kai Havertz happened, everyone ran out. Mount was limping on one foot. He had heavily taped. He was literally in pain. You could tell. The adrenaline most probably took him through the celebrations, but once the adrenaline runs out, you can see that he's in pain. He left the stadium in, crutches. Simon Johnston is reporting that this is a little bit more serious, but no need to panic yet. There will be scans, there will be MRIs. We will look into it. We will cover the story more in depth in the passing days when we get more information. Hopefully, he stays fit. Mount is one of our best players. And if you don't think he is, I think you're either agenda-driven or you're missing what he adds. His energy, his connectivity between the midfield and the attack, his leadership skills, his ability to push someone and get under the skin of players, his movement off the ball, his interchange with Hakim Ziyech on the right-hand side, his ability to get assists and goals have been added this year. I think a lot of people miss it when it comes to Mason Mount because everyone still looks at him as Lampard's son, the same way that everyone looks at Jorginho as Sarri's son. I think we need to get away from this stigma, and I think we need to give credit where credit is due. Jorginho is a very good player, and so is Mason Mount. Mason Mount is the future of Chelsea. El futuro, dacha, everything. He is the way to go forward. Honestly, without Mason Mount, I think Chelsea is a weaker team. A significantly weaker team. The second news story, and then we'll talk about the breakdown from the Club World Cup. Kepa Arrizabalaga demand is high. Clubs went from not wanting to even talk about him to inquiring about a potential loan to clubs coming in and offering money. Rumours have it, Jacob Stecklenburg, or whatever his name is reporting that not only are Italian clubs wanting him, there is hope within Chelsea that one of the big Spanish clubs will come and offer the money. And if we look at and analyse what is happening in one of the big Spanish clubs, Kepa, could he go to Barcelona? If Ter Stegen moves on, maybe it's time for Ter Stegen to move on. Courtois is going to be set at Real Madrid for another few years. I don't see him moving on, so we'll rule Real Madrid out. Atletico Madrid could potentially be interested in him, but at the same time, do they have the resources and the finances to fund the 40 to 50 million pound move, or maybe even 30 million pound move at this moment in time? We know if they want the man, they'll get him. My likelihood is we're going to loan him out with an option to buy, or we're going to loan him out on one of those 2-year payment plans. And then like Cuadrado, there'll be like a 16 million pound fee at the end, but they've loaned him out for 8 million pounds collectively throughout. So it's like 16 plus the 16 at the 16 plus 8, 16 is 32. You get the drift. You know what I was talking about, right? So it's basically 2 8 million pound payments again alongside a 16. Something like that could potentially work out. You lot are most probably confused. I'm kind of confused myself right now. But all in all, I think this is great. From where Kepa was in the mud, literally, no one wanted to look at him. Chelsea didn't want to play him. Chelsea fans were panicking every time he was in goal, to being a reliable second choice goalkeeper now, to where Mendy's injured. You're like, you know what? We trust him to come in. Is he as good as Mendy? No. But can we trust him to do a job? 100% we can, and we will respect him, and we will love him, and we will nurture him, and it is a good sign for things to come. My personal opinion. A lot of people might disagree, but I would happily let him go in the summer because he's too good to be a number 2. A lot of people are going to get offended by this, but I think Kai Havertz is slowly becoming our new Didier Drogba. And a lot of people are going to say, Alex, what are you talking about? He's nothing like him. I'm not saying stylistically. I'm saying literally, when it comes to the big occasion, stand of the big man. Drogba's statistics weren't the greatest. Let's be honest. Didier had seasons when he scored 7-6 goals. As a striker, that's pathetic. That's Lacazette numbers. But one thing Didier always had was Didier would step up on the big occasion, big final, semi-final, Didier's there. And in a year and a bit, Kai Havertz is starting to show those impetuses, starting to show those signs. Let's look at it chronologically. Number 1, we start looking at the Champions League final. Who steps up and gets the winning goal? Kai Havertz. We look at the Super Cup. Who gets the assist? Kai Havertz. Plays a key integral part to Ziyech's goal. Good cutback, Ziyech finishes. Who plays the integral part yesterday in having an all-round decent performance, but more importantly, steps up, has the cojones to take the penalty and slot it beautifully. No pressure, nothing. My man did not even look. He says he was a little bit stressed. Of course he was, but he didn't look it, and I couldn't tell. Absolutely beautiful clinical penalty. He knew what was on the line. He stepped up. Am I saying he's going to go on to have the impact Didier Drogba had for years to come when we talk about him in historical contents? I hope so. Do I think it? I think it's hard to be Didier Drogba, because what Didier did will forever remain in our hearts. He won us our first Champions League, and he left as that, in my eyes, his final kick. Yes, he came back after and had an impact, but for me that will always be remembered as his greatest moment as a Chelsea player. Kai's Champions League winning goal for me, it just doesn't sit there with Didier's. Maybe because we've won the Champions League before. But Kai could build history. Kai needs to go on and win a few league titles. Kai needs to go on and continuously produce. But the start has been fantastic, and we need to love it and nurture. Finally, I was flabbergasted when I saw that Hakim Ziyech didn't start. And because Ziyech was one of our best players in the last 5 games. And this is what confuses me with Tuchel. You finally have got to gain some consistency and positive performance. Why bring Cho back into the fold? I didn't understand it. Like, you finally gained Mount, Havertz and Ziyech linking up, looking decent. Yes, the performances weren't always the greatest, but there was some productivity there, there was some energy, there was some impetus. The teams looked good, yet you drop him. Pulisic came back in. He looked okay, actually. I liked how Pulisic carries the ball, and it was calling out. The game was calling out for, and I need Christian Pulisic to step up now, because I think he is fighting for his Chelsea career. With Mount, I think, being out for a few weeks, that's my personal opinion. Don't quote me on that. But I genuinely think there's an opportunity for Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi to stake a claim. Hudson got a great assist in the final yesterday, but his performance was stinky, absolutely stinky. And Romelu Lukaku, the less said the better, because I'll be told I have an agenda. Yes, he got a goal, but people are saying you need to apologise. Apologise for what? For whom, man? To who, bruv? What are we apologising for? He's a £100 million player. I expect him to be burying goals. It's a sin that he has 10 goals. 10 goals, and we're in early February. It's pathetic. You should be better than that. But it is what it is. We're not going to talk about that. We've won. We're champions of the world. It's important. We all need to remember that. We need to remind everyone, because all of a sudden, apparently, this trophy don't mean nothing, but Arsenal fans counting community shields out here. Huh? Liverpool fans couldn't count on one Premier League title. The one Premier League title show was on the other day, Leicester and Liverpool. Yeah, I'm the one that's not meant to count Club World Cup. People have a quick memory. They forgot last year against Flamengo. What happened? You won an extra time as well. Don't give me none of that rubbish, okay? It is what it is. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. This video will come out later today, so this is the morning of Sunday. I'm going to a wedding. I'll be back. I'm going to release it for you guys. I hope you enjoy it. Peace out. I'm out.